Hi everybody and welcome to Rocco Baby Crochet. I hope you're all well and have had a great week. This week's tutorial we're going to be learning how to do the crochet smock stitch, which is also sometimes known as the honeycomb stitch. The smock stitch is most commonly made using the Tunisian crochet method, but today I'm going to show you how to create the same stitch using a regular crochet hook. So let me just zoom in on it for you a little bit. So you'll see that there's a beautiful texture to this stitch. I use it an awful lot. I use it for things like hats, scarves. I've made a couple of cushion covers out of this and it looks absolutely beautiful. The stitch that we use to create this wonderful texture are double crochets and a couple of modified versions of double crochets. Now please don't forget that I use UK terminology, so I'll pop all the abbreviations and the American terms on the screen for you now. There are written instructions available for this stitch over on my blog, and I've left a link in the description for you if you prefer the written instructions. If you are new to crochet and you're trying to get used to reading written instructions and the terminology used, it's sometimes a good idea to follow along with both, just so you get used to seeing how they are wrote down in written patterns. If you do enjoy this tutorial, then please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It'll mean that you won't miss out on next week's tutorial or free pattern, and it'll also support what we're trying to do over here on Rocco Baby Crochet as well. So grab your hooks, grab your yarn, grab a cuppa, and let's learn how we crochet the smock stitch. So for this tutorial I am using the Stylecraft Chunky, and this is the colour gold. I just wanted to use a slightly thicker yarn for the small swatch I'm going to show you, just so it's a little bit clearer for you to see how we work up this stitch. I'll leave the information to the different yarns that I've used throughout this tutorial in the description to the video for you. So what you want to begin with is make yourself a slip knot, and you want to chain an even number of chains. So I'm just going to chain 14 while this is a small sample that I'm just showing you on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So for row 1, what we're going to do is we're going to place a double crochet in the second chain from the hook. Remembering this on the hook is the working yarn and doesn't count as a stitch, so we're counting back these V's here. So there's 1 and there's 2, and it's into this second one that I'm going to place my first double crochet. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both loops, and you're going to place 1 double crochet in every chain across, and you should have 1 less than your foundation chain by the end of it. So I started with 14 chains, so at the end of row 1 I should have 13 stitches. The chain that we skipped isn't counted as a stitch, it's just a turning chain to get us up to the right height. So if you want to press pause while you make your way along row 1 and come back to me when you're ready to move up to row 2. I'm just at my last stitch of row 1. I'm going to place my last double crochet into that chain. To move up to row 2, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Into this very first stitch here that your chain 1 is coming out of is where we're going to place our first stitch, and we're going to again place 1 double crochet in every stitch across. So row 1 and 2 are just building up the foundation for this stitch. So 1 double crochet in every stitch along for row 2, and if you want to press pause and come back to me when you're ready to move up to row 3. I'm at my last stitch of row 2, and don't forget we don't work into this turning chain, so my last stitch is going to go here, the top of the double crochet from row 1. And to move on to row 3, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. The first stitch of row 3 is going to be a double crochet into this first stitch where the chain 1 is coming out of. So insert your hook, and place your first double crochet there. Now your second stitch is going to be an extended double crochet 2 rows below. So what we want to do is we're going to be working our hook into this space here, so the base of the double crochet 2 rows below, so just here. So into these, you can see these little gaps here, that's where we're going to be placing our hook. So insert your hook down into the base of that stitch. Keep your tension nice and relaxed and pull up a nice long loop. So you want it to be the same height as your first double crochet of row 2, yarn over and pull through. So sometimes these are also known as spike stitches. The next stitch along is going to be a regular double crochet, so insert your hook into that next stitch and just place a regular double crochet, and the next stitch along is going to be an extended double crochet. So again, we're placing our hook here into the base of the double crochet from row 1, keeping our tension nice and relaxed and pulling up a long loop to the same height as the other stitches in row 3, yarning over and pulling through. And you're just going to alternate this all the way across, regular double crochet and then an extended double crochet 2 rows below. So my next one's a regular one, and then I'm going to place an extended one into that base of the stitch 2 rows below, pulling up a nice long loop, and then a regular one, an extended one, and I've got 3 stitches left, and you should be finishing on a regular double crochet. So that's my last extended one placed, and then a regular double crochet. Again, the chain ones don't count as a stitch, so we're working into the top of this very last stitch of row 2, sorry, and placing our last UK double just there. So that's what you should be looking like at this point. So for this stitch, rows 3, 4, 5 and 6 are the row repeats, which you'll be repeating over and over and over until your project is the desired size. So you'll notice that this video is time stamped, so you can flick back and forth through the rows dependent on where you're up to in the project. To move up to row 4, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And into these first 2 stitches, we're going to place a UK double. So the first stitch where your chain 1 is coming out of, place your first double crochet, and then into the second stitch place another double crochet. So the third stitch along is going to be a double crochet, 2 together, but we're going to do the double crochet around the second post of our first extended crochet and the first post of our second extended double crochet. So how we do that is insert your hook just underneath that second post and the first post of your second extended crochet. So you've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and just place your double crochet. Then your next stitch along, we're going to skip this one on the back, so we don't work anything into that stitch there because we've got our double crochet here, and you're just going to place a regular double crochet into that next stitch. Then we're going to do another double crochet 2 together, so popping our hook under the second post of the extended crochet below and the first post of the next one along. So you look like you've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and place your double crochet. Again, making sure that you skip the one that's on the back here, and you're working into your next one here, placing a regular double crochet. And we're just going to repeat that, alternating the double crochet 2 together and the regular double crochet all the way until you reach the end of your row, remembering to skip this one here at the back so you don't end up with too many stitches. So under that second post and the first post of the extended crochets below, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarning over, pull through both loops, then a regular double crochet, then a double crochet, 2 together, and then you should have, when you reach the end, you should have 2 stitches left to work into, and you just place a regular double crochet into both of those stitches. So there's one, and there's my second. So you can see now that we're starting to form the smock stitch and that honeycomb pattern. So to move up to row 5, what you're going to do is chain 1 and turn your work. The first stitch of row 5 is going to be one of your extended double crochets, and it's this space here where we'll be placing our hook. So 2 rows below again. So insert your hook 2 rows below, pulling up a long loop, so keep your tension nice and relaxed to the height of what a regular double crochet would be, yarn over and pull through both of those loops. And then into your next stitch you're going to be placing a regular double crochet, and then we're going to be placing a double crochet 2 rows below again, so just into that hole there, so placing my hook into there, and on the back it should be coming out at the middle of the top of that triangle of the smock stitch. So you want to make sure that you're in the middle and you're not to the side of either of those 2 loops, and place your extended double crochet, then a regular one, and then an extended one, again making sure that you come out through the center of that stitch. So let's do that again. So we're going to place a regular double crochet into the next stitch, and then an extended one into this space here, 2 rows below, and just check on the back of your work that you are coming out in the middle of that stitch that makes up that V. Before you pop your stitch in, sometimes you just have to pull these bars to one side when you're placing your hook if it's not coming out in the center, and you'll just repeat this all the way along for row 5. So if you want to press pause and come back to me when you're ready to move up to row 6, but I've just got a couple more stitches left here to work. So an extended one, so I'm at my last 2 stitches now, so this next one is going to be a regular double crochet, and then my very last stitch is going to be an extended double crochet into this stitch. This is the only extended double crochet that doesn't need to come out of the middle of the diamond at the row below, so just worth noting that for you, that won't come out in the middle of a stitch. Pull up a long loop and just finish that off. To move up to row 6 and the last row repeat for this pattern, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Into this first stitch here we're going to place a regular double crochet, and then we're going to do a double crochet 2 together using these 2 posts here and here. So pop your hook underneath that post or bar and underneath that bar. So you've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and place your double crochet. Again making sure you're skipping a stitch on the back and placing a regular double crochet into the next stitch. So again, double crochet 2 together around these bars from the row below, pulling up a loop, and place your double crochet, making sure you skip in that stitch on the behind, and then placing your double crochet into the next stitch along. And you just repeat that over and over until you come to the end of your row. So double crochet 2 together, and then a regular double crochet, double crochet 2 together, and then a regular double crochet. And this will be my last double crochet, 2 together around these last 2 posts here. 1 and 2, and place my double crochet, making sure I skip that one on the back, and I'll place a regular double crochet into this very last stitch here. So it's quite a simple pattern to follow. I have a lot of fun with this. I do enjoy making this stitch. And like I say, it's a beautifully thick textured stitch once you've worked it up, remembering that as you build up your work, you'll just carry on repeating rows 3, 4, 5 and 6 until your project is the size that you require it to be at. If you do create something using this stitch, then I'd love to see it, so join us over on the Facebook group. It's called Rocco Baby Crochet over there as well. We have lots of fun sharing lots of tips and projects of what we've been working on. It's a lovely little community that we're building over there. And again, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this tutorial, just to support the channel, as well as meaning you'll not miss out on next week's free tutorials and patterns. I hope you've had lots of fun and you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Pop your feet up and make something beautiful with the Crochet Smock stitch. Happy hooking!